No, makes sense.
She's got the house full of 500 children. So,
right?
All righty. All right, welcome to Threads of Wisdom. We are on week 23. And again, this is put on by, this particular one is by Children of the Crossroads. I'm Lola, the High Priestess.
I'm Silenus, the High Priest.
And we got Zeta, our scribe. And Lysander just is joining us, and he is our summoner. Welcome, Lysander. We're just starting. All right, so the Threads of Wisdom was created by the Golden Thread Grove in Idaho. It is a teaching tool for your year and a day pagan basic. Each week that you attend, you will receive an image of the topic we discussed. Golden Thread Grove has requested that these images not be distributed to anyone that has not participated in a discussion on a particular topic. At the end of the year, you will have 52 cards that can also be used as a divination tool. I'm a tool.
So we call it your Wiccadex.
Your Wiccadex. Gotta catch them all.
I think it should be gotta cast them all.
Gotta cast them all. All right, so let's go ahead and share the image.
Up to. There you go.
There you go. There we go. Can you see that, my friends?
Pentacle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're zooming. All right, so go ahead and take a look at the image and tell me what it portrays to you, what kind of feelings, thoughts, emotions, anything. What does it evoke in you?
I'm surprised there's no green.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these images, like I said, it's not our images, it's Golden Thread. There's a reason why they did them this way. Some of them, I really like the images. Some of the images I'm confused about, but it still evokes some sort of conversation to be had. But that is interesting. Why wouldn't it be green?
Yeah. I mean, I guess there is a little bit over to the left-hand side, but yeah.
I just think it would be prominent green. But it's also represents, I mean, it's Earth, but it represents coins too. So there's that gold kind of feeling to it.
And it has a kind of coin look to it, being three-dimensional and having depth to it instead of being a flat pentacle. So I got the coins off of it this time.
Yeah, I got a coin feeling too.
Yeah, that's what I got, was like a coin feeling, but it still isn't. Like, looking at this picture, it still looks like it's like hollow because you can see the background through it. So it's less coin and more just like charm on a necklace.
Yeah. Now, and I'm asking this, and I'm not meaning to be, like thinking everyone's ignorant, but this is a good question. Do you know the difference between pentacle and pentagram? Would you like to know? Does anyone know? I'm sure a few of us know. I can explain it.
I'm like, I know.
Pentacle is, so the pentagram is the symbol. The pentacle is the actual object. Is that correct?
I've always thought of it too as like the pentagram is the star itself, and the pentacle has that circle around it, but the pentagram can also have a hexagon around it.
Yeah,
but if it's circle, then it's more like the pentacle.
Yeah, I was taught that the pentacle is the actual object that you put on your altar. That's the pentacle, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think so. And then the pentagram is the symbol, I think.
Right. So if you're drawing it on a piece of pentel, it's a pentagram. But if you actually have a physical 3D representation, then it's a pentacle.
It's your pentacle, yeah. But
makes sense.
They're interchangeable. I mean, like if I'm wearing, I'm not right now, but if I am wearing a necklace, that would be my pentacle. But I always call it my pentagram. I mean, I think it's not. I don't think anyone's really super picky about it.
I have a pentagram there on my. Oh, you can't see it. We're focusing on another thing.
But it's still an object that you can take and put on your altar in place of a pentacle. Pentacle. A pentacle. Anyone else have any thoughts before I slaughter more words?
Slaughter away.
It pretty much to me is like the coins, but it also is, I mean, when I see this, I think of witchcraft. I think of witches. This is the most popular, to me, sign of a witch, the pentagram / pentacle.
I see it as our symbol of spirit.
Protection?
Yeah. Protection. I like that.
Well, right. And out of all of the symbols, it's the one that kind of represents everything in one thing. Even though it's like considered to be an earth, it's at the same time everything else.
Yeah. It's got what am I thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got your elements and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I had to count.
It's almost like 10 means 5.
Shush. Oh, lordy people. Anyway, I'm just in one of those moods. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing.
And don't leave.
I know, I almost...
And discussion done.
And we're done.
And peace.
Peace out.
I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said, so I'm going to go ahead and skip out.
All right. So let's go ahead and discuss our pentacle. So we brought up, it is a balance of earth, air, fire, and water, ruled by spirit. Latera brought up that it's protective. It's a protective symbol of Wicca. Also, I brought up it's a way to identify each other. That's all in the notes. I didn't even look at the notes, and we already did the first part of the notes. In your tarot cards, it's represented as what? What have you seen it represented as in the tarot?
Wealth.
Earth, typically.
The monies.
Money. It's all, because it's also in tarot cards listed as coins or discs.
Uh-huh.
But that's material. That's your material plane. I think it was me and Zeta that were just talking the other day about how all your planes, all your elements we forget sometimes, like, okay, so good example. In my old coven I was in, on their website, it says that one of the things that the high priest put in there, and I always understood it and appreciated it, was that your physical plane needs to be in order. Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to be rich beyond your wildest dreams, but if you want to join especially for joining a coven, is what this was partaking in, is you need to have your house in order. You need, I mean, it preferably maybe not be homeless trying to join a coven, because that might cause difficulties in being reliable, because we don't know where you're going to be, or you're living in your car, it may not be
you need to have
feasible.
Some semblance of stability to start doing the work that's necessary if you're going to work the craft.
Yeah, and again, don't take it as you must have the perfect home, the perfect paycheck, the perfect family. No, there's no such thing as that, but it needs to be in order.
No, it's kind of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Your physical needs must be met before you can self-actualize, which is really what the path is all about, is the art of self-actualization.
Very good. Yeah. That's a great example. Did we lose Derek?
He's got a headache, so he bowed out.
Oh, okay. We'll tell them to get better, and we love them. So yes, this is one of the things that I feel that witches sometimes forget, because we are up here all the time, right? So we're always dealing with these realms out here, but it's really important to have your house in order. How is your material possessions? Are they taking over your life? Are they the only thing that matters to you? Because I've met people that material is very, very, very important. It doesn't make them bad people, but when you are on this path, those who like the material things it's the balance. You need to have the balance of all of the elements in your life. And some people focus more on the material. Some people focus way too much on the material, and it has caused problems for them. And some people haven't focused at all on material. We were talking earlier, me and Zeta were talking about, you don't need to take a vow of poverty to follow the craft. That's not something that you should do. You know, we want you to be comfortable in your home and your living situation, and we're not training monks.
Nope.
So, but there's been people that don't think about that plane, that don't think about the physical plane, and I like it because I'm an earth sign. I love the earth, but I also I mean, you guys, most of you, with the exception of Latera, have seen our home. It's very small. But I love my home. It's where I feel safe and comfortable. It's where I'm the happiest with my family. I enjoy my material things. You know, we don't have, tons of rich things, but we have things, our witchy things that we like. This is home. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I like to feel safe. So I think there's a safety in that.
A comfort.
Those things are important.
Yeah.
I always need a home base. Even when I was a party kid and would be living in a chaotic, drug-fueled life, I still tried to keep home base. I still tried to have somewhere to come back to. It wasn't always successful, but I tried to.
In a sense of grounding.
Some sort of sense of grounding, even if it wasn't a physical, because sometimes I was couch surfing on people's couches, but it was important for me to have, even in my drugged out, I must ground. I must, that's always been part of who I am. Not the healthiest choices. I'm not saying you too can take a lot of drugs and succeed. No, I'm saying even in the most chaotic times, earth element and that comfort was very, very important to me.
Right. I can totally relate to that because
Yeah.
as somebody who has experienced that lifestyle, I was the provider. Now, given it wasn't always in a righteous way, but I made it happen. We had water. I turned it on myself.
Yeah, exactly. We may do with the comforts. Now, it could have been kind of ghetto, but it still happened.
It was still a safe place to be, even if it was ghetto and chaotic at times.
Yeah. Sammy is in the chat asking to be added.
What? Oh, Sammy.
Sammy's in the chat asking to be added.
Sammy.
Moment.
Yeah, I've been having issues the last 2 weeks trying to get in too. It's weird.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's called Teams.
I don't know if it's because you did it private, but yeah, it seems like it was about around that time that it started being funky.
It's a fun thing to blame Mercury retrograde for things like this.
True that.
For sure.
Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
Hello, Sammy.
Hello. So we're just talking about the pentacle and what it represents, and we're talking about how it represents the material and our home base, how that's important to, it should be important to every which. I feel that we all live up here in the other realms, but we need to also keep our house in order and have those comforts. And it doesn't mean you've got to have a shitload of money to have comforts, but have it in order, but you don't have to live in poverty either. We're not saying live in poverty to understand. Have a nice balance.
Mhm.
Right? So material possession and wealth, protection, we talked about that. How does that, Latera, you brought up protection. When that came to your mind, why did that come to your mind? You're absolutely correct, but I just want to know where your process of thinking went when you thought of protection.
Well, maybe just that symbol being like one of the, as drawing it as for protection during ritual and things like that. So maybe if that came up or something like that, that may be one of the things that I would see if it was, um, something that was like if it was asked, hey, will I be protected, this and that or whatever, and then you would get that card, I would say that was a yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where it's a power sigil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it in a lot of spell work when they're trying to emphasize something and really drive home that this is here to protect this barrier, to set the force. Like
Mhm.
think when you're casting your quarters. We in our coven we do the full pentagram, but then we make it a pentacle because we do the ring around it. So when we're casting our quarters,
It does say that in the notes too. Danielle, you brought up earlier that the difference between pentacle and pentagram. Pentacle has circle, pentagram just the star. So yeah, when we do the I guess the pentacle then
Pentacle,
according to the
Yeah.
yep.
yeah.
And so
Do you
go ahead.
do you do that for the banishing as well? Because I was reading something about that in Ritual 101 where it said don't do the circle part. So I was just kind of curious.
We do it.
We do it in ours.
Yeah, some people don't, but we do it. But we do our banishing is, the opposite of what
we unbind.
Yeah, we do so like your
So
earth.
backwards.
Yes.
Yes. So your
Yeah.
earth would be this way, circle, and then to banish would be this way, bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the wise
Just thought
tradition.
I'd ask because I'd never seen that before. I was like, what? You're supposed to do it opposite?
Yeah, some people don't. I know the wise tradition, I believe that they do the same all the way around. And they don't do Widdershins magic.
Right.
So when they close down the circle, they still do Deosil. We do Widdershins. So we do Deosil to
set,
Open.
and then we do Widdershins to
Close.
undo. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But there's different schools of thought on why that's important and whatnot. And again, to each their own. That's how we train, and it works for us.
That's
And
all that
also,
matters.
don't they oh my gosh, when they do the like releasing of the quarters and wise, they do a banishing pentagram, but they don't do a Widdershin circle, so it's just a pentagram.
That was the impression I got from the material. Yes. Agreed.
I think they do the banishing, but it's this. I don't know about in their actual coven work. I know about at the school. It's the same pentagram all the way around. They don't do the air pentagram.
Yeah, it's an earth invoking pentagram and then an earth banishing or pentacle when they do the circle on but it's the earth.
Yes.
One is the one for all four elements.
Yes.
In our tradition,
I was just saying that they like do it to like set it away instead of bring it in. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And we do the actual. So we have one for air, we have one for fire. We have the different ones, and then we do the banishing ones, and then we do Widdershins back. I know Bella's and again, if she ever watches one of these, which I don't know if she will, and she can correct me, but from what I remember, and what I've talked to her about, she is not a big fan of Widdershins magic at all. She is very much about keeping the energy going this way, and I totally understand that. But I was trained in my old coven, Widdershins, to take everything down, to take the temple down.
Well, and it gives you opportunity to say Widdershins.
And plus, we just love the.
It is kind of a fun word, right?
Right.
Just also as a fun side note, I do know that there are also traditions that do only Deosil by the waxing moon, and then when it's waning, they do all of their stuff Widdershins.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's cool. So see, again, there's all different traditions. There's no wrong traditions. They're all right in their own way.
Right?
That's
Relative
what's so
truth and all
awesome
that.
about the craft. It's
What
open
speaks
to
to
them.
you is how you work it.
Yep.
I
So-
don't know if we start talking about this already, but one of the things that I really associate the Pentacle with is manifestation.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, material. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Manifest. Yeah.
And it's about more than the material. It's like manifesting our reality, right? Because like
Mm.
the earth element is very much, and this is why a lot of people associate the Pentacle with the earth element. But like both of these symbols are associated with bringing things into being and bringing it
Right.
into the material world. So you think like you make a meal, you put it on a plate, you put it on a pentacle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so like you're making things and you're presenting them and putting them there because that's what they will be.
Mm.
In my old coven, we used the actual pentacle that was on the altar. Our high priest always liked to put, I believe, the bowl of salt on top of that pentacle. That was just the way he did it. He just liked it that way. I can't remember what the meaning of it was, but what I remember, it was, that's what they just, I don't know.
It further empowered the
It
salt.
just empowered it more. It blessed the salt more, and it was
With
the
more
earth, and yeah. I always thought that was really cool. Of course, the pentacle that you want to grab our pentacle. Ours is small, but I like it. But the ones in my old coven it was a pretty good size pentacle. It was like a small plate.
It was like a Flavor Flav style.
It was like a Flavor Flav style clock. But this is it's been used a lot, but this is our that we put, and it's cute, and I like it.
Works excellent for branding.
Yes. That's how you get into our coven. We brand you. No, we're totally kidding.
That's for second degree.
That's for second degree. No, totally kidding.
That's
third.
funny. That's funny.
When we said that ass is mine, we really mean it.
Yeah, you-
Clearly.
Is it that on the third degree you get one on your forehead?
yes, you get the brand.
I'm so sorry.
That's why everyone in our coven has bangs. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
Y'all are too much, man. I laugh.
I like how you say that when you're on video, and we can clearly see that none of you have
I know. It's like we don't have bangs. I know.
We have lots of Mary Kay to cover, so
We got Derma Blend. It's
we
okay.
barely see it. Anyway. Well, I actually got the branding to cover up the 666 when I was a Satanist. No, okay, I'm totally kidding.
yes, when I look at it,
Oh shit, you're too much, Lola.
All right, moving on. So, yes, so we were talking about how we manifesting your reality. I like that. We as witches we do manifest our reality, and it is very much a powerful magic, and I like how that is used in that sense. Oh,
well, it decided we need to see it again, so there we go.
it did that last time. That's so weird. It switched. The pentacle's like, you're not done looking at me. I'm not even touching anything.
View me.
View me. Adore me. All right. So it's manifestation. And I like that Sammy said there, it doesn't have to be material thing. What is going on? I'm going to.
Are you okay, Lola?
Well, it keeps.
It's that Mercury retrograde. It's kicking her ass.
Really? I'm not touching anything, and the pentacle, the picture of the pentacle, keeps popping up in front of everything. So I can't see my notes or see you guys. It's done it twice. I'm like, wow, it really
It's
wants
a message
that. Yeah,
from the universe.
It wants to be manifested.
yeah. I'm talking about manifesting. I might need to manifest something.
Did you do it again?
No,
a different screen.
different screen.
I don't know.
Weird.
Don't say man if.
I'm not.
Popped up. What?
Everything keeps popping.
Did you hear me?
What did you say?
I said, did Pornhub pop up? Oops, close that shit.
No. We closed that beforehand.
That's good.
That's the other computer that sound.
We do that before. We close that before we have our meeting.
Yeah.
Right? That shit's invasive. You got to close it a couple times.
I know it'll keep popping up, but isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay, I think everything's okay, but every time I say the word manifest, it pops
It didn't
up.
work that time because you weren't
Okay.
expecting it.
Yes.
You have to let the magic sit. You can't think about it.
I know.
Right? Say it and let it go, girl. Say it and let it go.
So what about our material things?
Yeah.
I think we're taught there is this misconception that of the poor pagan. Mary Molinski has a whole thing about we don't need to be poor pagans.
No.
You can manifest abundance and money and the job that you need and those things that help you survive. Right? You can do that.
You're allowed to.
You're allowed to do that.
It's a good thing.
Right?
What's- yeah.
That's how I got to Washington.
Yes. You manifested it. And do you guys use manifestation magic a lot? I know, obviously, Sammy did.
I do without intention frequently. But
Yeah.
I do.
I feel
Yeah.
all the
do.
magic I do is manifestation, though.
Yeah.
Like everything is some kind of manifestation.
right.
Absolutely.
But I do very religiously keep a money bowl. And that's how I get through my week-to-week paycheck.
There you go. And that's a form of manifestation magic.
We've manifested money when we were really down and out for needing some things, and we put the intent out there, and not the next day, but
Within a week or so, somebody will come and say,
or we get a weird check.
we get a check or
that we
or
weren't expecting.
family member lends us, or not even lends, just says, oh, I got an extra amount of money here. Here you go. We're like, oh, it's worked for us.
We used to have a coven mate who would manifest victories at the casino.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever they would have money issues, they would work their magic and go out, and they'd leave with a couple $1,000s later.
Yes. Now, I don't recommend that to everyone because
Right.
it doesn't work for us, but that was her magic. She would win every single time she would go to the casino and win big.
You
Not
remember
just,
me talking about my crazy little sister? Yeah.
yes. Is
That bitch can manifest some shit. I'm like, what? How did you get through that? You haven't worked for 10 years and you have a house and you have your bills paid. I mean, you may not have a whole lot, but you got what you need.
Yeah.
So,
Look at Ariel's haircut. I love it.
Thank you. It makes me feel better because it's really weird to have it this short, but it feels so much healthier.
Yes.
And that's
And
what matters.
I imagine.
A lot lighter for the summer.
Yeah.
So anyone want to add anything else about the Pentacle / pentagram, what that means to you, how you work it in your magic?
Well, I know, like when. Go ahead, Tara.
Oh, I was going to say that I use it to kind of seal the deal, as to say,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is a lot of the spell work. I will even write when I'm writing a spell out. I will write.
Right.
or a pentacle at the very end of it.
And
Right.
if
This has been
and if
closed.
I'm making like an object, I'll use it to combine, like connect us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
You
So
guys
like if I draw the symbol on the object and then I wear the pentacle, I use it to connect me to the object.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. Did we lose Sammy?
We did.
We did.
Sammy, where'd you go? You want to hear something funny? This is just, and you know, it's ridiculous, but it is on the same lines of what we're talking about. God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. So,
Just say it.
So after I go to the bathroom and I do a number 2 and I spray the spray, I do it in the form.
That is fucking awesome.
Lola, that works because in this house, it's not necessarily the spray like that, but like on windows, when I'm cleaning the windows, I often spray in the pentagram.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when I'm doing, when I'm saging my house, I do Reiki symbols and a banishing pentagram over every window, door, and drain. It's a process.
Sounds like a process.
It's the same. It's the same concept. I do the banishing earth in the side to get rid of that earthy smell.
Right.
I don't know how I just started doing that, and it's just, well, not just start. I've done it for a while, and then I realized what I was doing, and I'm like, wow, that's really funny.
Your elemental of sulfur and earth.
Anyways, those that are watching, use it to get rid of the doo-doo smell in your bathroom.
Right? It's poopery.
It's
but
poop
without any fucking necessary shit.
It's poopery, witch style.
Which edition?
Okay. It says here in the notes, it's a symbol for focusing.
Well, you can use it for meditation purposes as a hypnosis
Yeah.
piece, because you can just stare into it and you can get lost between the lines, and it can gain depth for you in that sense.
Yeah, I guess. I just never had used it for, I guess, for focusing. Yeah. I mean, balance.
Symbol of balance, because it's all
It's
represented.
all represented, the elements and spirit.
Protection we talked about.
Anything else you guys want to bring up? Like I said, I'm going to shut this down in probably 10 minutes, so we've got a little time.
Talk about this. Do Madame Zola.
I'll do Madame Zola. Madame Zola. I love her.
I saw something on Facebook today about Zola something, and I was like, oh, weird. That's Lola's name. I don't remember what it was now, but it was something.
I just like the name Zola. It just sounds very, go see Madame Zola.
It reminds me of Big with Tom Hanks. Wasn't that the name? Yeah.
Zoltar.
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 It was Zoltar.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, it was more masculine.
Yes.
I remember now. That's what it reminds me of, though.
We're talking about, don't be in poverty. The poor pagan is I think it's a myth, or it's some sort of ideology. Danielle, weren't you saying, or Zeta, weren't you saying there was some traditions that took a vow of poverty?
Which one is it? It's the Frost. It's Gavin and Yvonne Frost, and they are controversial in most pagan circles anyway, but I just know that one of their things is that they took a vow of poverty, and it's kind of one of the tenets that theirs hinges on, and it kind of, because theirs came up in the same kind of time frame as when Wicca jumped the pond, and they kind of co-opted that, using Wiccan to be the PC version of witch. So yeah, but they have taken a vow of poverty, and it's interesting when you look them up.
Yeah.
Unintentionally did for about 20 years, but we're trying to fix that.
That wasn't a vow. That was.
It's different when it's not voluntary.
Some of it was.
Because I think there's also a difference between like a vow of poverty when you're someone who does have income and you vow to, give yourself X amount and live off of that and then donate the rest to charity. That's, I think, a little bit of a different scenario than actually being like the scrappy, we've got to rob Peter to pay Paul kind of thing.
Begging for alms on the side of the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Alms for the poor.
Alms for the poor.
We just got done watching the Robin Hood recently,
Mhm.
where they do the alms for the poor.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and divinate. So if you go and you visit Madame Zola and you walk into her little tent gypsy cart thing and you're like, Madame Zola, I need a 1-card draw that represents me right now. And she's like, okay, you get this. What would that mean? I'll go around. Latera, what would that mean if you got this?
I'm just gonna say protection. I don't know.
Okay.
I get protection from it.
Okay. Danielle?
I would say, a little bit protection. Make sure that your physical plane is in order. Take some time to clean up your altars, take care of your physical needs, take some me time if you need it. Look in your life and see where you're a little bit off balance.
There you go. Ariel?
Grounding and sleep.
Grounding and sleep. I like that.
And
Sleep
also
is
money.
important.
Money?
Yeah, I get out of it. Use your magic for money.
Money.
You can make money with your magic, both physically and physically.
Maybe protection of money.
Right?
I
Don't
won't
be
drop the
spending on
protection
your
thing.
credit cards.
For me, it would be I get balance. Make sure all of my elements and everything are in balance.
Yeah.
That's what I would get. So I'm gonna go ahead. Speaking of money,
The cauldron of prosperity must make its appearance. Why is the chat not opening? There we go.
alrighty, there we go. So if we have helped facilitate a spiritual experience for you today, please consider donating to Children of the Crossroads ATC to help fund events like this. Your gifts of any amount are greatly appreciated, and donations may be tax deductible, as we are a 501c3 nonprofit. And then we have the links, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the image in the chat. And you guys know the drill. Put your email in there. If you cannot download it, hold on. It's not in there yet. I'm getting there. I'm doing it. I'm doing the things. All right, can y'all see the chat?
It's coming. There we go. Save to files.
I got it.
Save words of wisdom.
Still.
Close and check.
Foil in trouble next week.
All right, did y'all get it?
Yes,
Tara?
it is there.
Yes, I have it.
All right.
Let's email to Sammy.
Well, I can email it to Sammy. I'm not sure what happened. All right. Awesome. So next week we will be talking about the cauldron.
Woohoo!
Same bat channel. Same bat time. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Say bye to the recording. Bye, recording.
Bye.